Marcos nakikipagbati sa Dutertes. Duterte Youth, puro gurang, bloodbath, sigura na, at marami pang iba. Kamusta for me? Ako nga pala si Ward Joseph at welcome sa News Celebrity Recap Weekly Edition number 1 o 4. We have those covered since last week, so skip the dances provided if it piques your interest. Marcos, bati ang Dutertes.
Ginawa, magandang balita. May nangyayari na.
In a stunning display of shaky ground manifesting underneath his presidential boots, PBBM has now offered an olive branch kay Vice President Sara at sa angkang Duterte.
I have two conclusions din sa election. Una, nagsawa na ang Pilipino sa politika. Sawan-sawa na sa politika. Ang mensahe sa amin lahat, hindi lamang sa akin, kundi sa aming lahat, tama na yung pamumulitika ninyo. At kami naman ang asikasuhin ninyo. Tama rin naman eh. Yan naman talaga ang dapat natin ginagawa. Kaya mabuti. Tapos na yung eleksyon, tama na yung politika. Tama na yung politika. Yung pangalawa, disappointed ang tao sa serbisyo ng gobyerno. Hindi nila nararamdaman at masyadong mabagal ang galaw ng pagbubuo ng mga project na hindi pa nila maramdaman. Ako, ayoko ng gulo. Gusto ko makasundo sa lahat ng tao. Mas maganda, marami na akong kaaway. Hindi ko kailangan ng kaaway. Kailangan ko kaibigan. Ewan ko, kahit hanggat maaari, ako, ang habol ko ay yung stability, peaceful, para magawa namin yung trabaho namin. Kaya ako, laging akong bukas sa ganyan. I'm always open to any approach na, alika, magtulungan tayo. Diba? Kahit hindi tayo magkasundo sa polisiya, hindi tayo magkasundo. Gawin nyo yung trabaho, pero wag na tayong nanggugulo. Wag na natin, tanggalin natin yung gulo.
Mukhang unti-unti nang nare-realize ni BBM na you don't have the votes. You don't have the votes. You're gonna need congressional approval when you don't have the votes. Sa paparating na impeachment trial ni VP Sara Duterte, which will be facing a lot of either centrist sa laban ng Marcos Duterte or will outright vote for her acquittal, no questions asked. We can relatively safely predict na Senator Amy, the two Villas, Marcoleta, Padilla, Bongo, and Bato will vote to acquit the Vice President, which makes up more than 1/3 of the senators. Kasi again, 24, 8, 16, 24. So, basically, dead in the water. Bago pa nag-umpisa yung impeachment proceedings, sa June, wala na, talo na agad si Marcos, which, vengeance will be with the freaking Dutertes, which would be bad for almost everyone involved. Na marami pang calculus na pwede nating tignan to get a clearer picture on who will predictably vote to ensure Duterte can run for presidency in 2028, not to be blocked by anyone. Kasi again, with Senator Bongo and former presidential spokesperson seething, kumbaga parang yung response nila parang galit, lang gagalaiti dahil sa sinabi ni PBBM na gusto niyang magkaroon ng reconciliation between the two forces together. Pointing out na kung gusto niya maumpisahan ang paghilo ng sugat, he should first send Duterte back home.
Duterte-Marcos reconciliation?
Importante rito yung sinseridad po ng bawat isa. Kung gusto niyo po ng reconciliation, pabalikin niyo muna si Tatay Digong. Siya naman po ang dapat kausapin. Siya yung Elder Duterte. At siya po yung nagserbisyo sa ating mga kababayan noong nakaraang 6 na taon. Ginawa niya po lahat ng sakripisyo. Ngunit pinadala po siya dun sa Hague. Kaya po,
well, as far as 2 or 3 months ago, a mutual friend of ours made a move asking me if it is possible to reconcile the two. I said, that's very possible. I told him also that all you have to do is to tell the former or the president, Marcos Jr., to stick with his position of no jurisdiction. If he brings back the former president in the Philippines, then there will be reconciliation. And it's not very hard to do that, Stanley. All he has to do is to ask ICC to bring back the former president here, because his position at the very inception was there is no jurisdiction.
Obviously, that won't happen. It won't. It just won't. Nasa kamay na ni si Duterte ng ICC, and whatever we want to do, kahit na nagbago ang ating isip, unang mangyayari, because that's how it goes. But let's back up. I mean, gaano ba kalakas ang naging hold ni Marcos sa Kongreso as reflected by the 2025 midterm elections? Well, now among the 200 or so impeachment complaint signatories na nag-impeach kay Sara noong February 2025, mahigit 100 lang ang na-re-elect. Now, you might say, well, hindi naman lahat ng mga pumirma doon re-electionist. Yung iba pumunta ng ibang posisyon or tumakbo sa ibang posisyon, katulad nila Franz Castro, Raul Manuel, hindi nga tumakbo ulit, and Brosas, or ang sinasabi mo, hindi naman lahat ng pumirma doon re-electionist. Yung iba pumunta ng ibang posisyon, nag-retire o term limited. To which I say, shut up, okay? Shut up. This is my story. This is what I'm going to tell. Pero in all seriousness, 100 sa 200 pumirma lang ang nakabalik sa Kongreso. I mean, ain't that a bit weird? I mean, nagkakaroon pa ng ugong na Romualdez does not have the votes to win the speakership, na Romualdez could be challenged by Pulong Duterte either by aiming for speakership or minority leadership.
Wala. Wala akong candidate for speaker or for Senate President. Wala ding lumapit sa akin for speaker or for Senate President. Sinabihan ko si Congressman Pulong. Sabi ko sa kanya, baka gusto mo lumaban ng speaker. Hindi pa siya sumagot. Hindi siya sumagot. Iniisip din niya siguro yung chances niya na manalo. Well, sinabi ko sa kanya, kung hindi ka manalo ng speaker, then kunin mo yung minority. Diba? But wala pa siyang sagot. So I guess he's still thinking about it.
Mayroon ng ugong ng pagbabago sa Senate presidency with both Chiz and Senator-elect and former Senate President Tito Sotto vying for their support sa pagbabago ng liderato sa Senado.
Sir, on the Senate presidency, sino pong susuportahan ng Duterte bloc? Meron po ba kayong papatakbuhin sa inyo?
Actually, pinag-usapan pa po yan sa ngayon. Nandito pa tayo sa 19th Congress, hindi pa tapos. Hanggang June 30 pa po ito. So, pag-uusapan namin, but we agreed na buboto kami as a block. So, ibig sabihin, sino yung choice ng majority sa apat, may apat na boto po. Importante rito, ako susuport. Kahit sino naman po, basta yung gusto ko na magiging independent po ang Senado, but a working Senate. A working Senate, unahin yung interest ng bayan, unahin yung interest ng bawat Pilipino. Yun po ang magiging criteria ko po. From our group, yes.
Both SP and
Marami pa pong ibang nakikipag-usap rin po sa amin. But we are open sa lahat po ng mag-uusap.
Din ba, sir, yung ibabasura yung impeachment? Or
Hindi po namin pinag-uusapan yan. Hindi namin pinag-uusapan yan.
Pwede namin ko lang. So si Senator Soto and si SP naghingi na po na. Kapag kinausap na po kayo regarding
Yes. Lahat naman po sila initially nakikipag-usap na rin po sa individually or as a group.
So both sila naghingi ng support?
Yes.
Sir, sabi nyo hindi nyo pa nakakausap si Tito Sen, no? For possible Senate presidency. Pero si SP Cheese, kinausap po ba kayo?
Merong mga text na naman.
Si SPC,
basically, sir, generally, anong laman ng text message, sir?
Basta ang conclusion siya, mag-usap pa kami yung block namin. Usapan pa namin. Hindi kami magkakama ng final decision dahil andun pa sa abroad si Senator Padilla. Kaya hintayin namin makabalik at mag-usap kami.
But the text messages between you and SP Cheese is about Senate presidency. Safe to say, sir. The topic is Senate presidency.
Correct.
Magiging malaki ang impluwensya ng Senate President as the presiding officer sa impeachment trial ni VP Sara. It is important to note, however, na ang laki ng binigay na leeway at pabor ni SP Cheese Escudero kay VP Sara by withstanding the heat at push to start the impeachment trial forthwith noong February pa lamang. Which, I was in favor for na it should be a national referendum. That the election will not only be a plebiscite on Marcos's performance, but also the strength of the VP at ang angkan ng mga Duterte kung gusto ba talaga ng mga tao na, manalo si Duterte laban sa kanyang mga impeachment complaints. Which is why it is a national referendum as well ng Senado or at least ng mga gusto ng tao na, align sa gusto nilang kandidato. VP Sara, when learning na kasama si mamayang Liberal Representative Laila de Lima at Akbayan Representative Chel Jokno na papalit sa dalawang nabigong ma-re-elect na House prosecutors, this is what she had to say. I guess you could say it's in bad taste, but come on, it's just hyperbole. Just don't freaking dwell on it too much. And alam naman natin talo na yung impeachment complaints, which is really weird. Lalo na at ngayon, nagkaroon ng massive kind of push or at least request by BBM to, have some sort of courtesy resignation by all cabinet undersecretaries or cabinet secretaries and appointees na kanyang inapuan over the last 3 years. Duterte Youth, bagong henerasyon, suspended ang proclamation. Ang kabataan, ang pag-asa ng bayan. No, sino nga ba ang kabataan? Kaya ba mataas ang teenage pregnancy sa Pilipinas para mas maraming pag-asa ang inang bayan? Pag-asa ba talaga? Bakit parang hindi naman? Malaki ang naging epekto ng pakikialam ng mga kabataan sa ating political and, socio-economical discourse and landscape. We can look no further. We can look no further than last week nang mapropel ang vote counts sa mga progresibong kandidatong near and dear to the hearts of the Filipino youth. From Bam Aquino, Kiko Pangilinan, at Akbayan, even Heidi Mendoza, Luke Espiritu, Leo de Guzman. Basically, every progressive groups or progressive people actually had,
And gusto ko lang mag-special shoutout rin sa mga kabataan kasi hanggang kanina, may mga lumalapit sa akin, sinasabi nila, Sen, yung anak ko, talagang ikaw yung pinupush, ikaw talaga yung gustong manalo. So, hanggang sa dulo yung mga kabataan, kinakampanya po talaga tayo sa mga magulang nila. And I guess pinapakita talaga ng kampanyang ito na kung gagalaw yung taong bayan, kung talagang magsisikap yung taong bayan, kahit anong forma ng politika sa Pilipinas, kayang baguhin.
Even the Philippine government endorses youth participation sa gobyerno with sangguniang kabataan. So,
clarification, so Duterte Youth Party List is one of the party list po na hindi muna mapoproclaim today?
Hindi ko muna sabihin kasi otherwise mapipreempt ko yung pagbasa mismo natin ng NBOC resolution. Maganda pong i-reserve na lang po natin yon. Alam ko naman na yan ay isang balita na dapat na malalaman pero syempre kasama na rin yan mamaya doon sa. Basta sabi ko sa inyo, isa po doon ay kasama doon sa nakakuha ng 3. At yung 3 seats dapat ay yung isa naman ay kasama sa nakakuha ng 1 seat lamang.
Now, kung ganun, bakit dinelay ng COMELEC ang proclamation ng Duterte Youth at Bagong Henerasyon? Both who got a large percentage ng boto in totality ng mga party lists. Nasa pangalan na, Youth, Bagong Henerasyon. Pero of course, ang sentro natin ay ang Duterte Youth na nakakuha ng 3 seat. Second only to an Akbayan. Mahigit 52 out of 54 ang mga grupo na nakaproklama or naproklama ng COMELEC nung nakaraan lamang dahil sa nakakuha sila ng assured cumulatively 63 seats sa 20th Congress. Ayon kay COMELEC Chairman George Erwin Garcia, may nakwinbin pang kaso ang dalawa for a total of 4 seats in the House of Representatives. The other one just, typical election violation rules, which might be solved soon or not. I don't know. Maybe disqualification is at the bay, and Gabriela would take the seat.
First question, why did the COMELEC fail to resolve that issue that has been pending since 2019? 6 years is a long time, Chairman.
Actually, Ma'am Kat, the National Board of Canvassers cited 2 cases pending before the Commission on Election. One was a 2019 case, and the other one was recently filed before the election. So it is perhaps erroneous to say that there was only one case that was the basis of the suspension of the proclamation of this party list. Well, just to be very transparent about it, Ma'am Kat, I did not participate in the deliberation as regards the issue of the suspension because of my former professional relationship with these 2 party lists.
So ano nga ba ang mga nakamimbing kaso nilang dalawa?
What is the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal?
Well, the big dog, Duterte Youth, ay may nakabimbing kaso na nagsimula noong 2019 pa dahil nga, hindi raw sila kwataan. And this was alleged by a group of youth leaders seeking to disqualify yung misrepresentation ng kanilang supposedly ikinakatawan. Dahil ayon sa Party List System Act, kailangan kung mag-claim ka na i-represent mo ang youth, dapat 25 to 30 years old ka. Si Caderma, their first nominee was already 34 noong kinuha niya ang Certificate of Nomination at Acceptance. I mean, ano naman, di ba, kung yung mga bumoto sa Duterte Youth, mga senior na. Ano naman kung marginalized ang mga Duterte, or at least, that's what we think. O kaya na may, yung mga batang sumusuporta kay Duterte, however much they are. Well, the very thing is, here is that, it just acts in bad faith on what was supposed to be a representation for the marginalized. I have said this a billion times already sa channel na ito, but I will probably repeat a few of those kind of adage and kind of points of contention. Pero whatever, di ba? So, albeit I don't want them, I mean, ngayon naman 28 lang ang first nominee nila, si Drixie May Caderna. Malalagay sa alanganin kasi kung in the first place, hindi dapat sila nakapasa, or that they should not have been kind of accredited by COMELEC bilang party list that would represent the youth and even the multisectoral or something like that. Now, albeit I don't want them and I don't like them, it seems like they have legitimate reasons naman na kahit na dubious ang kanilang naming at adhikain and lack of action sa Kongreso, doesn't really matter because they were voted. So besides na madi-disenfranchise ang milyong-milyong bumoto sa kanila, dapat isinaresolban na muna ng COMELEC bago magkaroon ng pag-file ng Certificate of Nomination and Acceptance ng mga party list, diba? Kasi ganun naman talaga dapat. Tapos ngayon na madi-disenfranchise ang milyong-milyong tao dahil sa ginawa that you did not kind of pushed for the resolve of this kind of cases against these parties. And that was what? 6 years ago na? Almost 6 years? Oh, more than 5 years ago na? Ito namang si Chairman Garcia, sinabi magka-crackdown siya sa mga malaayuda or TV shows and others, which I've been saying for the past billion years na ginagamit yung pangalan. 4Ps, Ayuda, AX, Tupad. I mean, it's just weird. Nakakapanggalaiti. But it's too little, too late. He should have done that 1,000,000 years ago. At the end of Twitter post, and newsworthy recap weekly edition for roughly the 4th week of May, or actually just 3rd week of May 2024. Most issues more topics centered towards the balitas if we will presented them in any way. Salamat sa mga mga pumamari, lalo akong sa live, sa parang sa oceans na balls, yung asa ito, below. It's true, mga formas. Faal.